Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Last Place Fantasy Podcast. I am your co host, Josh, along with my co hosts, Ethan and Ryan. And we are actually recording this Sunday night of week 8. So, October 29th for anyone listening.
This was our
And yeah, we didn't have an episode this week scheduling, but also we have been preparing for this episode, which is our tier re rank. We're only going to go through tier 1. You can treat this as players you need to get. But I think with how crazy the first 8 weeks has been, we really need to take a kind of sit down, look through our rankings, and restart and just rework all of this. But first off, gentlemen, how are y'all doing today?
Doing good.
doing okay.
That's about it. My fantasy teams are looking
We're on the ropes.
so good right now.
Yeah, we won't be good till tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't be good until I have, the championship trophy, but, it's all right. I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I heard a birdie that people still need to pay their dues from the man in the mirror, but also a reliable source.
And I can confirm those sources, actually. But yeah. But the trophy's sick. We gotta get it set up. At least give Paul some time, and then Ashley some time, and then we will see who will be the third winner of our Dynasty Junkies League. So week 8 was crazy. What was that?
But I don't even know who to bet on at this point.
I know it's a toss up.
Honestly, it is a crapshoot in our league.
We're in like a 6-man race for last, not even first, for last.
Yeah, for real.
Because of how chaotic the NFL is.
We literally have somebody that is trying to tank right now, and they are almost beating.
He almost beats everybody.
I know. It makes me laugh every time because I keep texting him back and forth. When he first told me what he was doing, I was like, all right, you know what? I totally understand. Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. Those are the dudes to do it for. And then he kept winning.
Yeah, I know. He keeps winning.
What? It's like, what's going on?
He keeps having good games. Like, I don't understand it. But hey,
one of the dudes.
That's just his luck.
Pretty solid.
Because he had Rashid Shaheed starting and Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
And holy cow, those guys combined for like 55 points.
Yeah, Ethan, do you want to say the stat you said before we started recording about our Dynasty League?
Oh yeah, so we're in a 10-man league, and currently for the playoffs, all 5 of the Eastern teams are in. I'm on the Western side, and only one of our teams are in. But that's because it'd be mathematically impossible for us to not have at least one team in.
I've never seen this.
But at the same time, we have all been scored on over 1,000 points, and no one on the Eastern side has been scored on over 1,000 points. Everyone has been scored on under 1,000 points.
Yep.
So yeah. We have been getting the stroke of death and bad luck.
Yeah. Oh, it has been rough. Like Alex's team is the one that no, actually not Alex. Tyler's team is the one who I'm going against right now that I feel completely sad for.
Thanks.
Yeah, because he's looking at his stats,
so many tight ones.
And he's 2 and 5.
And 2 and 5 has scored the second most points in the league.
Most points. Yeah, he has the second most points in the league, and he's 2 and 5. Yep. How unbelievable is that?
Yeah, that is how I feel like the 2023 NFL fantasy season has gone.
That is the fickle mistress of having inconsistent players.
Yeah,
that is true. Right. I feel like this year, before we get into our tier, is there one word to describe the 2023 season?
Dumpster fire, garbage.
That's
in an alleyway.
That's 3. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I would just say chaos. Because the whole league got kind of flipped upside down the first 2 weeks. It's kind of somewhat returning to normal. You're seeing a lot of playmakers that weren't very active in week 1 or 2 that have kind of started to produce the last couple of weeks. But those first 2 weeks, it was like everything got flipped upside down. Nobody knew what was up. So
The church is streaking, though.
The church is doing great.
The church is streaking.
yeah, the church is doing well.
Yeah,
All right.
the ties are wonderful.
Very much so.
All right, so let's go ahead and go into our tier
Quarterbacks.
1 QBs.
I will
All
tell
right.
you, I didn't realize
Okay,
how
go ahead.
crazy it was until I did quarterbacks, and then I went, "Oh crap, this year's been weird."
Yeah,
Yeah.
QB's pretty bad.
So, I say let's go now. Do y'all want to? I say let's go 1 to 12 this time. I think we need to get our obvious out the way. I really think it's kind of your lower tier, like low tier QB ones
Yeah.
that are really going to make the difference this year. So, who is everyone's QB one?
One, Jalen Hurts.
Same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts is my 2.
It's that tush push, dude. It's the tush push.
It's not just the tush push. I think he has decent matchups down the stretch. So, like, for example, in playoffs, he has Seattle, Giants, and Arizona. That's his playoffs. Even you can argue that Buffalo and Kansas City are somewhat favorable matchups for him. I mean, he has the Niners and Cowgirls after that, but like even then, he can still produce good points.
Okay, you know what? After seeing who my QB1's playoff schedule is, Jalen Hurts is now QB1. I am changing it.
Yeah, see, Jalen Hurts, no matter
Josh sucks.
No matter who Jalen Hurts plays, like he's going to produce.
Oh yeah,
either with his legs or with his arms, and that tush push is almost unstoppable. He got it. They stopped it today, surprisingly.
Washington got him today. But then they faked it and gave it to Swift, who scored on him, which is just disrespectful. But
which now what's worse for every team after that, they're like, crap, now we do have to worry about a fake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine they put like all 10 guys inside and you just flip it out and it's like, well, I'm gonna go down.
But yeah,
so okay. So all of our QB ones.
Yeah, I am changing it to Hurts. And
I mean, just
the difference
playoff schedule alone, like he's going to score 40 in all 3 of those games.
Yeah. Playoff schedule is the thing that changed it for me between that and my QB2, which, I mean, I'll start off with my QB2 here. I got Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Yep.
And,
for sure.
And I want to say here's a big thing here, and I think it's something to note as far as the skill players of the Bills. It does feel like the Bills are going to be very stubborn here, and they're going to be like, Josh Allen's going to have to win the game, which means a little concern about the ceiling of James Cook, but it does mean the floor should be kind of decent. But like Diggs, Gabe Davis, like it's all going to be on Josh, and we'll see what happens. But I do think it means Josh's stock is going to increase, like it's going to skyrocket. But that could mean a lot of inconsistency with the rest of the skilled players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is Josh Allen as well.
But it looks like he's going to start running more. So.
Very high ceiling.
And that's my fear, because we've seen what happens. And we also saw what happened last year. And I think they've just kind of, any plan they had in the offseason, they've completely shifted and said, this is just what works, and we're just going to keep going with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. QB3.
Rion.
Mr. Patty Mahomes.
Yep. As for me and
Lamar Jackson.
No.
See, Lamar Jackson's my number 4.
I'll give you that. Mahomes is my 4. Lamar's my 3. I just think.
Okay. I just think Mahomes is only going to be defeated by his immune system, as you eloquently said earlier, Josh. Yeah. But for me, like also playoff schedule, he plays New England, then he plays the Raiders, then he plays the Bengals. I mean, even the Bengals in Week 17, it's a Mahomes and Burrow matchup. That's always, a good.
There's only one fear I have with the Chiefs right now.
Well,
and it is
our schedule is crazy. Jacksonville, San Francisco, and Miami for playoffs.
San Francisco has been a little bit weaker, so that one I'm interested in. Miami,
It's fine.
considering, yeah, that one's a fine matchup. Jacksonville's a little bit tougher than anticipated, but the Ravens did well against them last year. So I'm interested to see. The offense is still not in its final form. I would not be surprised to see a trade get announced by now and
Gosh, you
the
sound like
31st.
it worked last year. Well, coach, you still lost the game, so it's crazy how that works. How last year is different than this year.
That is very true. I just say that it worked last year, and now with more weapons, and I would confidently say a better scheme this year.
Lamar
However,
I just think it's schedule.
I think the schedule is fair. I think it's pretty even at this point because I have very big worries about Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Rashi Rice, and it really depends on Travis Kelce staying healthy. I would not be surprised to see the Kansas City make some moves because clearly those receivers, I'm going to say minus Rashi Rice because he is a rookie. But for Sky Moore, Tony, MVS, something's just not clicking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, QB5.
Yeah, let's go QB5. I got Tua.
Yeah, Tua. One Tua.
Oh, see, I have Herbert.
I have Herbert right behind him at 6.
Okay. Yeah, see, Herbert's my number 5. I think they're just in a high-powered. Herbert's in a high-powered offense. Herb-powered offense.
Herb-powered.
No, he's in a high-powered offense, and I just think he's gonna produce.
Well, thank you for the title of the episode.
Especially because they don't, Herb-powered. No, especially because they don't really have much of a defense. So,
yeah, I mean, not much of a
going to come out.
defense. I totally see why you would put Herbert there. I put Tua there in 5 though, just because when things are not working, they have clearly said we are not moving away from Tua. We're going to keep throwing. So in any of the bad games, it does feel like the running backs take the hit most of the time, rather than Tua.
Yeah. So I mean, like looking at schedule, I can see that, but I think you're right. Whenever it breaks down to it keeps working because he has Jets, Cowboys, and Ravens, which is a very hard schedule. But I mean, in terms of Tua and the wide receivers, I wouldn't be worried at all.
I
sucks, but
because I have Tua at my number 6 spot.
Yeah, so it's not nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. So I mean, obviously Herbert for I believe Ethan and I is at 6. Mm-hmm. Who is QB7?
Which he has a good schedule. Speaking of which, really quickly, he has Raiders, Buffalo, and Denver for playoffs.
Ooh, that's actually that's a sneaky, fantastic schedule. Now, the question is this team going to stay the way it is, or will changes be made, considering they are 2 and 4?
So QB7 was going to be one Mr. Chains, but he just blew an Achilles today, so prayers out for him. So, but instead,
and that completely changes the landscape as far as the wide receiver position is concerned.
Yep. So now Jay Jettas definitely isn't coming back. The Vikings are going to tank, and Jared Goff is QB7.
Nope.
Okay, I have Goff at 8. I got one Joe Burrow at 7.
I see. Me and Josh have the same. I have Joe Burrow, then Jared Goff.
I have Joe Burrow at 8.
Okay,
I think
so you just flipped them.
Yeah, so we're right there. I think
within margin of error.
Yes, give or take, literally one spot. To be honest, we haven't had a crazy list. Running back is a different exception. However,
one Tyrod
no, stop it
today.
I know, dude. Though he looks great as in a Giants uniform. Just a side note, but
you're a married man, Josh. That's who you spent your hall pass on.
Keep the silence.
Giants uniform.
Yeah.
That silence was
no, honestly, legitimately, I am happy for Tyrod just because I don't know how he ended up being a 6th-round pick in 2013. Was with the Ravens, then the Bills, then bouncing around, and then finally gets another shot with the Giants, and that his arm is still live. It still rocks,
Yeah.
and it's like pretty crazy to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But the reason why I put Burrow at 7 is because, I mean, you saw it from the earlier stretch. If he's not going, there is no other option. And so Burrow has to be on at all times in order for this offense to work. And I think with the bye week, and especially today's, I would say dominating
He almost just
performance
put
over
30
this.
on San Francisco.
No, he did put 30 on San Francisco. So
Oh,
I think
8.82. But
fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, he was flexing today.
Yeah, so I definitely think Burrow is like back, and he's going to be a late season riser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
pretty good schedule. I mean,
KC isn't terrible.
yeah, well, that goes right back to Goff. Goff might have the best playoff schedule.
His is okay. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's not better than Herb's. But yeah, Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas isn't a bad schedule. I mean, it's just the ship of, is he going to be able to do it against Dallas? But I mean, he's going to have to throw in that game regardless. So it should him personally.
And if there's anything that can slow down, that Dallas defense, you're just going to have to run the ball and just kind of control the clock, and that is something I think we all believe that Detroit Lions can do. So let's go quarterback 9. Who do we have?
I'm sticking with Russ.
I got Russ as
Oh
well.
man, I got Russ too.
Hey, there we go.
That's
listen,
awesome.
like Russ is just consistent, man. He's got he's got top 5 QB numbers. I mean, it's not translating as much to fantasy, but like in terms of reality, this is a top 5 quarterback who's just had a absurdly bad defense at the start of the year. I think they're actually going to be buyers before Tuesday, and the team's going to get better.
I definitely think so. I don't think they'll be huge fires to where they're giving up 1st-round picks again, but I mean, this is a big win that they just had over the Chiefs. But I think you're right, Ethan. He has been good. The rest of the team has not. Well, maybe minus outside of Cortland Sutton and Jaleel McLaughlin and Javonte.
And
but that's it.
I mean, his toughest playoff game will be Detroit, but same thing. He's going to have to throw his way out of that game.
Yep, exactly. All right, so let's move on to quarterback 10. Who do y'all have?
This is where it gets hard.
I'll tell you. This is my curveball.
Okay.
So I guess I'll start here. I have Kyler Murray at 10.
I don't know if there's enough time.
No.
I don't think he'll quite sneak in. I think Kyler is going to be good for the end of the season, but I don't think he's going to quite sneak into tier 1.
So,
well, and with how Dobbs has played, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they've already said Dobbs is starting next week.
Well, so I mean, I'm not starting Kyler against Cleveland's defense in his first game back. Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing. I think I have been very impressed with how Dobbs has played, and to where there is a question for you guys. I do want to bring up at the end of this little quarterback section here, because there are tier 2 quarterbacks that will impact the rest of the season. But what I do appreciate out of this Cardinals team is that the coaching, I feel like, is much better, even though the record doesn't show it. I feel like they will actually scheme things up. I actually do feel like receivers are getting open. And I think with Kyler, with Hollywood, James Conner coming back, I really do believe that we're in a sweet position to where Kyler could just jump out of the gates running. I think it's very possible, given we've already lost Kirk. We've already have seen a lot of other players just kind of go down the wayside. I mean, Fields being another example of that. So I do think Kyler sneaks in here. I understand 10 might be high. Realistically, probably 12. But I just have a good feeling that it's going to be if you can get Kyler, it's going to be very nice.
I think I'm gonna stay with Purdy at 10.
So Purdy is my first man out.
Like, what do you mean? Your first man out?
He would be QB 13 for me.
Okay, gotcha. He's my 12.
Okay. So, but give or take, roughly in the same spot, I would say. I mean, give or take 3 spots now. For Purdy. So tell Ethan, why do you have Purdy? Why are you the highest on Purdy?
I think for me, Purdy's just very consistent and he has a very good team. I think is my reason for it. Like he's gonna drop like 20 a night. He has CMC, like his playoff schedule is Arizona, Baltimore, and Washington. Like, that's a decent playoff schedule. The hardest team he's going to face before the playoffs is the Eagles. Other than that, every other game should be pretty manageable for him and the Niners defense. I just think he's going to get the attempts from the defense, getting stops, turnovers, consistent. He has CMC again. He's found a really good chemistry with Ayuk. I think it's just going to be consistency that keeps him right where he's at, which is 10.
I think that's fair. I would have had Purdy at 10 had it not been for the last few games where it's just been like, okay, something's off. I haven't really been able to figure out exactly what's off, minus the second half of the Vikings, because that seems like a pretty easy answer. That being he was concussed. But as far as like there is some dysfunction when Debo went out, but I don't know exactly why that's the case. So I wonder if it's just something else teams are picking on when it comes to Purdy's game. But I think you're right, Ethan. He's still extremely consistent, and I think consistency, especially if you have him right now and your team's loaded everywhere else, that might be the way to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go QB 11. Who do we have?
Justin.
Yep, Fields.
Justin Fields.
Good. I have Fields as well.
All right, that's
at least easy.
Man is
who QB 12?
Even though he has Cleveland first.
Yeah, my QB 12 is Brock Purdy.
Okay.
My 12 is Lawrence.
My 12 is Lawrence as well.
Okay.
And I think Lawrence has the potential to be top 8 for sure. However, the Jaguars haven't needed him to be top 8.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that's keeping me down.
And they still have to play the Bengals and Browns.
Yep.
Playoffs is Baltimore, but then it's Tampa Bay, Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, literally, I think Jaguars are in a situation of too many options, to be honest with you, to where they don't need.
But the church.
Oh, the church is great. The church is okay. He's the only one that can succeed. Is everyone else that we're having a problem with?
Yeah, everybody else is questionable.
Speaking of the church, RB1.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do our RBs. Let's do top 5. All right.
Okay. All right.
Like let's start out with our top 5.
I am. All right, y'all go first because
I'm gonna do my top 5. CMC.
Okay.
ETN. JT. Kenneth Walker. And Alvin Kamara.
Okay. So Kenneth Walker.
3.
Wait, say that one more time.
He just said JT sneaks into running back 3 before the season ends.
No, not overall, but for the last half of the season, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I went with overall, and I have JT at running back 5.
Okay, that's not too far off.
So and Kenneth Walker is my 6th, right? RB6 right now.
Okay.
So, all right, I feel pretty decent about my list. I have CMC at 1, ETN at 2, Raheem Mostert at 3,
Mhm.
Alvin Kamara 4, JT 5.
Okay. The only one of mine
Okay.
that's different than yours, Josh, is my RB5 is Swift.
So, all right, Swift is literally right there.
I have Swift, so I have CMC, ETN, Mostert, Kamara, and then Swift.
Okay. Swift is my 9, I believe, and Mostert is 8 for me.
So here's my thing on Swift. So yes, he has Dallas next, so he'll take a hit there. But KC should be a somewhat decent matchup. I mean, the Broncos just showed that frickin' Javante can do it, so Swift can do it. Buffalo is a really good running back matchup. San Francisco has proved to be a decent running back matchup. And then he plays Dallas again, which again kind of sucks. But then for the playoffs, he has Seattle, Giants, and Arizona. Those should all be big games for Swift.
Yeah, I have Swift right now as okay. I have to redo it a little bit, but I have Swift at 7 right now. Your boy forgot how to count.
It's okay. Math is hard.
Yeah, math is very hard. Let's see.
But
Man.
RB6 is where I have Ken Walker for me. And then 7 is where I have JT.
Okay, 6 is Brees Hall, and 7 is Saquon for me.
Dang it.
Brees is 8.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our running backs are a little off
A little different.
between
Yeah,
us.
hold on. I'm changing because, dude, I literally went through this list. I was like, I'm missing one person. That one person is Brees.
Yeah.
So I have to literally redo everything real quick.
Well, while he's contemplating life and
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all finish 6 through 10, and I will catch up.
Okay. So Ethan, why don't you do your 6 through 10?
So 6 was Ken Walker, 7 was JT, 8 was
Okay.
Brees Hall, 9 for me is Pacheco, and then 10 is Bijan.
Okay. So I have, let's see, 6 through 10. I have Brees Hall at 6, Saquon Barkley, Raheem Mostert at 7, no, at 8. Yeah, at 8. And then DeAndre Swift at 9, Isaiah Pacheco at 10.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, Josh.
Kenneth Walker at 6.
Okay.
Swift at 7. Bijan at 8. Saquon at 9. Brees Hall at 10.
Okay. Saquon is my 11, and then followed by Tony Pollard at 12.
Oh, golly. That's another.
Running backs are hard. Running backs are all over the place.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Who's your 11 and 12 again, Ethan?
Saquon was 11 and Tony Pollard is 12.
Okay. Ryan, who's 11 and 12 for you?
I've got Bijan at 11 and Josh Jacobs at 12.
Okay, guy. I hate this, but full send. Jahmyr Gibbs is running back 11.
Okay.
Ooh.
Isaiah Pacheco running back 12.
Okay.
Which means out of my tier, I am leaving out Jacobs, Kyron, Pollard, and Eckler.
Okay, well, for strategic purposes, I'm going to leave out Pollard as well. And yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is my running back 12.
Ethan, I am happy. I can convince you.
Yeah, Tony Pollard is right on the edge.
We're dropping.
Pollard's been weird because I don't think like I don't think it's necessarily like his doing is why he's not getting like the work that we all imagine it to. To me, I feel like
Yeah.
it's the shift in focus in Mike McCarthy's system, and
And Dak
I don't
throwing,
know.
even though he throws.
Yeah, I just don't get it because I do think Pollard, like he can easily be running back too
Yeah. But shout out
if he
C.
was actually given it. Yeah. But
Wide
any
receiver-
honorable mentions for running backs here?
Oh, so many. I mean, Pollard um can be one. Let's see here. Ramondre can be an honorable
Yeah,
mention.
Ramondre is one that I struggled with.
Chain,
Uh,
honorable mention. King Henry,
Yep.
honorable mention. Monty, honorable mention.
Okay, here's my
Monty for
honest thing.
sure.
Yeah, Monty for sure, but Derrick Henry. I think even if he gets traded, he's not getting the workload like he will in Tennessee. I think this is the end of Derrick Henry,
Unless he
unfortunately.
gets
Yeah.
traded to the Falcons.
I told you.
No, that's
I
true.
told you last year. That's it. Derrick Henry's going downhill.
And nobody listened. Wide receiver one.
Ooh, wide receivers. Oh God.
One
I
man
know. I
already
know.
over
I know.
1,000 yards receiving for the year.
Okay, he should be everyone's wide receiver one.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. Very easy. I feel like it
Yep.
doesn't get mixy till after wide receiver three. Like obviously the top three are Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and AJ Brown. Like that's just in stone. Those are the top
Yep.
three wide receivers.
Yep, I
Yep.
agree. I mean that's literally my top three is Tyreek, AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs,
So,
and
like,
you can
Let's let it get
flip
mixy.
2 and 3.
Yeah, let's let it get mixy now because four is where it gets interesting, I think.
Yep. I agree. I have Keenan Allen at 4.
Whoa, okay,
I think it's going to be Jamar.
okay.
I really think
I
it's.
have Jamar Chase as well.
I think
I have
Keenan.
Jamar. I have Jamar just under Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I think Keenan 5,
Fair.
but Jamar Chase I think is definitely going to have an uptick.
Man. Yeah,
I could.
I had
You could
Keenan
make
too low.
You could definitely make that argument where Jamar Chase is over Keenan Allen.
Okay,
I would
Jamar
accept that.
4 and 5. 6 where it gets even harder.
I mean I got mine. It's crazy, but give me Sun God.
Oh,
I have Sun God too.
I was feeling Sun God 6, yeah.
Yeah. I have Sun God at 6.
At
7, I think Devontae.
I don't have to. Devontae. I got DJ Moore.
I have JJ, but with him not coming back,
Okay.
I want to
Yeah, I
bring
was
him
about to say.
lower.
JJ's our honorable
No.
mention for 6, but if he doesn't come back,
Yes.
it's obviously not going to be 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, Ethan, Ryan, y'all brought up a great point. I am personally not going to have JJ on my list, just because I am under the impression that after Kirk Cousins' Achilles injury, they're
He's
just
not-
going to call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, if he's not,
Yeah.
if they're not tanking, by all means, you throw Jefferson back in there. You trade for him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if I want to get into a quarterback conversation here, do the Vikings make a move? Like, is Tannehill available? Is Josh Dobbs available?
Hmm.
Nah.
I'd
No.
punt. I'd rather
No.
You
punt.
punt on those?
No.
So
I think
y'all are okay
they're-
with Jaron Hall.
Yeah.
All right. You know what?
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
as
fair.
a Vikings,
They're
as
okay
a Vikings
with Caleb
fan,
Williams, Josh, first of all.
yeah,
Fair,
as a Vikings
fair.
fan, I want them. If Cousins is out for the year, tank. I want them to just tank the crap
Yes,
out of the
Caleb
rest of this
Williams,
year.
I will kiss you on the lips. if
Yeah,
you're-
I want to get one of the top QBs this year, whoever
There's
it
so
is.
many. Like
Probably not Caleb Williams, but
Penix,
like
Marcus May, Caleb Williams.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix
Like,
is so solid.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I've done a way too early QB list, and I think my list ended up being Caleb 1, Drake May 2, Michael Penix 3, Quinn Ewers 4, Shador Sanders was 5, Bo Nix 6, JJ McCarthy 7, something like that. The QB class next year, for
Is
lack of if is stupid.
Yeah.
It is
I don't think
insanely
Shador.
talented.
I don't think Sanders is gonna Shador. I don't think Sanders is gonna get drafted this year. I think he's gonna wait.
I have a feeling he waits senior year as well.
Well, and Caleb Williams might wait too because he's saying, "Oh, whoever I go to, I need to have a stake in that franchise."
So here's the thing.
Dude, go kick rocks and suck it. This is the NFL.
This will be a problem that will be talked about. So the problem is that yes, Caleb Williams is not saying it, but Caleb Williams is also not denying it. So so the thing is that he needs.
You're saying it. You're saying it without.
Yeah, which means he needs as soon as he gets an agent, that person's going to have to do a massive PR overhaul to be like, "What? Stop it! Like, stop!
Shut up, and take the millions of dollars that you're going to get on your rookie contract." Ryan, stop making the poo face.
Wide open touchdown that literally went into his arms and then fell out.
Was it
wide open touchdown? Like he literally had to stop in the end zone and go.
Who stopped Ryan
to get it? Whoever number 12 is. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
For who?
Yeah.
For Chargers?
It was Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
DJ?
It would have been
no,
like
DJ's
a 40-yard.
It
would have been like a 40-yard touchdown. That was absolutely wide open.
Sucks for that guy. Don't forget the groceries, everybody. Anyways, back to wide receiver.
Okay. Yeah, let's go back to wide receiver. What, number 7?
Yep, I have Devontae.
I have DJ Moore.
DJ Moore is my 8.
DJ Moore is at 7 for me.
So who do y'all have at 8?
Mike Evans.
Okay. I think I'm going to go.
Oh, Felix Jones.
I have Christian Kirk.
All right, I kid you, I swear, he has been the toughest person for me to actually figure out because I don't know. Like, I truly just don't know. Because I can have him literally over Mike Evans right now, or I can have him like in wide receiver 25.
Yeah, let's see. It's weird.
I'm gonna go Puka over Evans.
Okay, Puka's my 12.
So that's my 9. Is Puka?
Puka's my 12.
He's just sneaky.
Man.
So my last. Well, we'll just go through. Okay, so which one are you on?
So we're going to 10.
10? Okay.
Okay, I have Mike Evans at 10.
Okay, I have Mike Evans at 8. I have Devontae at 9. Michael Pittman at 10.
Okay. Pittman is my 10 as well.
See, Pittman isn't in my top 12.
Well, not allowed because he's a tier 1 wide receiver.
Wrong, sir. You lose.
Okay.
Good. Yes, sir.
Well, then Puka Nacua.
Strategic purposes.
Then Puka Nacua is dropping to 2.
All right. So 11 and 12. This is I have Cooper Kupp and Puka back to back.
I have Cooper Kupp and Addison. 11 and 12.
I took Addison off the list as soon as Kirk was announced.
Oh, that's true. I'll throw Christian Kirk in as well.
I have Cooper Kupp and Michael Pittman as my last 2.
So
yeah, 11, dude, that one was tough.
And I've got to say, for me, because apparently Michael Pittman has to be a wide receiver one.
Yes.
Puka Nacua is my honorable mention, and Adam Thielen. I think they've both played like wide receiver ones.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
those are.
no, I agree. I agree with that. I got Thielen as an honorable mention, Christian Kirk as an honorable mention. Where God, I guess the one person we actually have to talk about would be DeAndre Hopkins. After today,
No,
is that a flash in the pan?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I don't think
unless I see it multiple weeks, I'm not counting one game as a benchmark. That's not going to happen.
That is fair.
Now, if over the next couple of weeks he goes, yeah, well, and if over the next couple of weeks he goes off with Levis at quarterback, then cool. I'll call it. D Hop is back, but until I see it for multiple weeks, I'm not calling it out.
Yeah, no, I agree with y'all there, but that has thrown a little wrench into everything to go, okay, so who wants Tannehill has literally been my big question, because I think for how putrid that offense has been, to get a 4-touchdown performance from a rookie QB in the same system.
Yeah.
To me, it's not like, oh, Will Levis
That's the first time they scored 28 points in, what was it, like 23 games? Or like 22
games?
Like that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, there's one more receiver I want to add to honorable mentions, and I do think the quarterback change is necessary. Drake London would be right in that list for me.
Yeah, so that situation is so weird really quickly before we go to tight ends. They said that D. Ritter was in concussion protocol and that it was cautionary. I think it was more of a tryout for
Heineke
than it was precautionary. I think I wanted to say, okay, we have a reason to see what he can do. And honestly, as much as I think I still like Ritter, he looked so much more comfortable.
Yeah. That was the fear when what Ritter wasn't like doing good. It was like Heineke's a gamer. Heineke, he may not be the star-studded quarterback, but he can move an offense, and that is something. Unfortunately, Ritter, I think, who might be a little bit more talented, just couldn't do.
Yeah. Well, he's also been put in very bad positions as the offensive line has been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because they have like 46 first-round picks on that offensive line.
Yeah, whatever. It sucks. Needed 47, but whatever. Travis Kelce, tight end 1.
All right.
Yep, Kelce tight end 1 as well.
No,
I agree
actually
with that.
have Cole Kmet.
Only if Taylor Swift is at
tight end 1.
You, Ryan. I have Taylor's boyfriend at tight end 1.
Yeah, Taylor Swift's boyfriend is tight end 1, obviously.
That's right.
My tight end 2 is the Hawkmeister.
Yep.
I mean, with JJ out,
Josh is gonna say Manders.
Look, I 100%. If Kirk, I'm telling you, if Kirk didn't go down, Hawk would have been tight end 2.
I think Hawk is still gonna get looks. I mean, even with Jaron Hall there,
so
he's still gonna get looks.
I mean, I have Hawk at 3, so
I'm not changing.
Literally.
I get it, but I'm not changing. I think Hawk 2, Manders 3.
Okay, I'm gonna keep mine at Andrews 2, Hawkinson 3.
That's fine. Very respectable margin of error.
Do it.
Who we have at 4?
Laporta.
Yep, Laporta.
The porta potty himself.
Oh God. What? Because he's crapping over everybody?
That's right.
Oh man.
Followed closely by one Dallas himself at 5.
Dallas
Goddard.
Oh. See, I have Evan Ingram.
I have Evan Ingram as well.
Evan Ingram is my 6.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Y'all are gonna hate me for 7. Ray McBride.
Really?
7 is Kittle, I think.
Damn it. I have Kittle right now. I I have Kittle at 8, but I am really debating about throwing him over Trey.
I have
Eighth-
Kittle at 7.
Yeah, so Kittle 7, Pitts is at 8 for me.
Pitts is 9 for me.
Pitts also at 9 for me. Hold on, did I skip over someone? Oh, Trey McBride is 6. I have Dallas Goedert 7.
Okay.
Okay.
9 for me was Komet.
I have Komet at 10, and I have Michael Mayer at 9.
My
Dang,
10.
I have Schultz at 10, Trey McBride at 11, and Cole Kmet at 12.
I have Kincaid at 10. I have Schultz at 11, and 12. I have Trey McBride.
Okay.
All right.
That's a pretty good
I gotta
lineup.
make sure I have
And Taysom Hill might wiggle his way in there if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Okay. All right. So I had Pitts at 9, Michael Mayer 10, Kincaid 11, Cole Kmet 12.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's a tier list.
Ooh,
Yep.
I will tell you. Okay. I want to ask a couple questions before we head out here. Upon doing re-rank, who's your most surprising rank?
Well, to be honest, yeah, I'd say Pollard, but I didn't expect ETN to be this high at the beginning of the year.
Did.
Nobody did.
I knew that he was going to be good.
Started a revolution in a church.
Yeah,
New.
That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be good. I knew he was going to be, our RB tier 1, or at least a high tier 2. But
yeah,
I didn't see him
6 and 9 when we
didn't see him producing this much in the first couple of games. So, if that continues, he could end up overtaking CMC. I mean,
literally what's been saving CMC the last 2 weeks has been touchdowns.
Yeah.
Well, that's what saved him today. Like, he just scored touchdowns like a madman.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3 today.
I think he had 2.
I want to say 2 as well. I will double check that. Yeah. Yep, 2. He had 2 touchdowns, 12 for 54 and a touchdown, and then 7 targets, 6 catches for 64 and a touchdown.
Plus, he got the 1-point bonus for combined rushing plus receiving yards of over 100.
Yeah. Hey, that's what makes him running back 1. So ETN definitely probably one of our most surprising. Who is one you're most disappointed in that they have dropped off so much?
I'd say Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, honestly,
he has dropped so much from being the rushing leader last year to where he is now.
Even Devontae.
I was so disappointed.
Like,
I'm happy you brought that up, Ethan, because Devontae's on that list for me. It's Devontae and Cooper Kupp are tied for that.
Cooper Kupp. I think you can also throw in Aaron Jones.
Oh, Aaron Jones didn't even touch our 2 tiers. Like, it's been rough. Even I would even add Christian Watson and Chris Olave to that list.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we did it.
We did it. We made it. I'm actually surprised. A lot of us y'all were on the same page here. But thank you all again for listening to the Last Place Fantasy Podcast and our special re-rank episode. You will get, I believe sooner or later, we're going to have our week 8 recap along with our dream lineups. We just paused it for this week, just to
our
get
bye
our re-rank out there.
It was the podcast bye week.
Yep, it was the podcast bye week, but no more. We're going to be up to date on it. Don't forget, for a lot of people, trade deadline for the NFL is Tuesday, which means the landscape will change. We just don't know how much yet. You are going to find out whether teams are going to tank, whether teams are going to go all in, and that should actually clear things up for fantasy. But as far as clearing up things to hear from us, you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find us almost on any of your platforms. And at Last Place FP, Ethan, I mean, the people, they can never forget our re-ranks, but what they can also never forget.
Never forget, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you're Ryan.
Have a good one, everybody, and we will see y'all very soon for our Week 8 recap.